What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at Data Dash, and today is December 21st of 2017. Well, folks, it's time to talk about what's on everyone's mind right now. I know there's a variety of different questions that generally range around the same kind of topic, and I'll list a few of them. Nick, is Bitcoin crashing? Is this the end of the run-up for Bitcoin? Are we entering into a crypto bear market? You know, is the overall run-up done? What are my altcoin positions looking like, Nick? You know, do I need to get out of them? Do I need to buy more? And is this the cash-in? Is Bitcoin Cash replacing Bitcoin? Guys, I know there's probably a dozen questions that I didn't list that you probably have. However, I hope to bring some sense of rationality and level-headed approach to addressing these topics, because I know many of you out there are very curious about where I stand on it. So I'll share my honest opinion today. Hopefully I can get you all not FOMOing and FUDDing and just kind of keep a level-headed thought process and everything. But we do have a few different things to talk about, and I'll take it one step at a time, keep it relatively simple. So the first one that everyone's asking me is, Nick, what's your thoughts on Bitcoin? We obviously can see that, you know, it's down more than 7% today, and it's been like this consecutively for the past few days. We've been getting some serious correction in Bitcoin. So as the volatility here picks up, you know, we can take a look here at the, I usually like to look at the 6 month here. We can see over the past few run-ups, actually let's get the year to date here. We can see that the highest point of volatility was over here at 7.08%. Right now we're tailing around 6.3%. I think that honestly, guys, we're going to see a continued correction in Bitcoin. Now, this isn't a reason to panic sell, and just give me a second to talk about it. The whole idea for me personally is we can see that the volatility is picking up here. It's curving up. We did not see a pullback in volatility. We did not see an extended run up. So because of that, I think we're going to get around 7 to 8% volatility. And that means that we're going to see a little more sell side action. So what's my whole take on this? Is this mean that I think we're heading into bear market? Is this finally the absolute, you know, end to the bull run and stuff for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies? Personally, don't believe it yet. I have yet to see the indicators that make me think that. However, I do think we're seeing a correction. And for those of you out there who don't do much trading, or, you know, even aren't, you know, too avid in investing, there is a big difference between a correction and a bear market. Okay, and I'm going to talk about that real quick. So an example of calling for a correction was back here at 5,000 when I called for Bitcoin to correct, and I was accurate on that. I was saying, guys, it's a big even, it's coming up here, and you know, the market has been quite exuberant for a while. We're going to get a correction. And we did get a correction. We got a correction down with all the China FUD and Jamie Dimon coming out, and you know, all the fear that started to stir in the market. And that usually tends to happen. There's usually headlines that start rushing through as markets make all-time highs, and then you see a correction as sellers come in, and you have the opportunity to buy things at a nice dip or add to your positions. Okay, that's what happens with corrections, and we were right on that. I bought my position, my last Bitcoin position, around 33.50. I sold it like literally right before 5,000. So we played the market very well if you went along those guidelines. Now, as we can see, though, the market continued higher, and I wasn't bearish on the market. I've been remaining mostly in crypto because I believe we're still in bull market. Bear market is when things go into slumber for about a year or two. Okay, it's when things go into hibernation. Things aren't optimistic. You don't have the bulls charging. Bull market is confidence. It's rallying. It's making new highs. Bear markets are a period of, you know, kind of hibernation where things go dormant for a while. They go down, and things aren't exactly fun. There's no hype, no excitement, no parties being thrown, and I don't think we're there yet. You need a little bit more dramatic selling, and not so much just in the price action, but in the volume, and we haven't seen that yet. We haven't seen any of these big candle days where Bitcoin is, you know, trading hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin per exchange, and you're going to need to see that. You're going to need to start seeing some whale selling in the market to really get fear setting in. We haven't seen that yet. So I think what we're seeing here is a healthy correction, and it makes sense. I'll tell you a few reasons why. First and foremost, Bitcoin itself has been going parabolic, and a lot of this has been off of the news of the futures coming in, not to mention FOMO of retail investors getting in. But with a lot of retail investors now getting in Bitcoin, with it not taking over the headlines as much as it was over the past few days, and with the futures news being priced in, you know, it's kind of like the whole saying of buy the rumor, buy the hype, and sell the news. You know, now that it's been implemented, it's pretty obvious that the market's going to see a correction. All that hype was already priced in way back here because everyone knew the futures were coming up. And now that they're in, you know, what's the next big thing for Bitcoin to look forward to? Well, there's not too much right now. So because of that, we're obviously seeing a correction. And like I said, when you start getting a lot of retail investors, a lot of the people who denied Bitcoin forever getting in, you're obviously going to get this. People, average everyday people sadly usually buy at the top, and then you get a correction of some sort. So again, I don't think we're going into full bear market, but I'll tell you all what I'm personally thinking of right now in regards to what I'm strategizing with Bitcoin. I'm not dumping my Bitcoin position in any regard. What I am doing, however, is I'm planning for my next edition in Bitcoin, and I'm going to have safety measures set in place. So you have to, if I know you guys like to listen to hear my opinion on things, but you got to do your own research. Don't just take what I say for it itself, because you've got to go out and do your own research, guys. I'm one person, okay? And as many of you know, I was calling for a correction at 10K. I make mistakes, okay? Just want to really emphasize that, okay? Because, I'm one person. But what I'm personally thinking about doing, if you want to know my opinion, is that I'm waiting for this 50-day to curve up. As it continues higher over the next few days, we can see that the price for the 50-day, this green line here, is continuing to curve up. I think it's going to build a base probably around the $12,500 range. I originally was looking for $13,500 to $14,000, but I'm thinking it's going to be around $12,500, and the price will come down, curve down, and find support off the 50-day. And if it does make contact with the 50-day, I'm going to be buying a position in Bitcoin, and I'm going to be holding it in Bitcoin. I'm not going to be buying other altcoins. I'm just going to be holding that Bitcoin. It'll be a nice secure addition to my Bitcoin portfolio, and will make up for my wrong call at 10K with the Bitcoin that I sold. So I'm going to be holding that Bitcoin, and what I'll do is I'm going to set a $1,000 range stop limit, basically. To make that sound much more simpler, I'm going to probably be buying it around $12,500 if that's where the 50-day makes contact with it. And wherever I buy it at, $1,000 below, I'm going to set a stop limit. So if the the price of Bitcoin comes down after I buy it $1,000, my order will trigger, and I will be out of that Bitcoin position. The reason I'm going to do that is because if it goes down way past the 50-day, I think we might be entering into something more than just a correction. It might just be a bear market, and I'm always keeping my mind open to that. But I don't think we're there just yet. I think it's holding quite well, and it's understandable to have this kind of correction. With exuberant run-up, you can have exuberance make up all the difference in just a few days, guys. I know I reiterate the same points over and over, but it is so true. And it's why I tell people to be very careful. If you don't have strong hands, don't add at all-time highs. Again, just be careful. But guys, we shouldn't be panicking. We're really right back where we were just a few days ago. I mean, God, we're always so busy looking at the 5-minute or the 1-hour chart. Sometimes we got to take a step back and realize just how far we've come over this year. It's been a fantastic run up. So we might have a little bit more to go. Who knows? Not panicking in any regard to that. The second question that I get asked about is this the cashioning? And I can answer this real quickly. No, this is not the cashioning. This isn't Bitcoin Cash replacing Bitcoin. And you can obviously see it right now. Bitcoin Cash is down 20% for the day, and it's down 14.8% comparative to Bitcoin. Even with Roger Ver going on CNBC Fast Money, as well as Coinbase listing Bitcoin Cash, you are not going to see Bitcoin Cash go much higher, in my opinion, as we're seeing right here. And the reason being is that with events like that, with a listing on a major exchange like Coinbase, as well as Roger Ver going on CNBC Fast Money, that was all priced in well ahead of time. I had many people trying to buy Bitcoin Cash up here at these highs, and yes, I know some people are playing off of the whole, oh, we're going to have a repeat run up like we had over here. But personally, guys, you're playing with fire when you buy at highs. Again, really want to reinforce that because all of that news had already been priced in. And I remember instantly after, like a few minutes after Roger went on, price starts going down because it's been priced in. Buy the hype, buy the rumor, sell the news. That's the whole name of the game with trading, if you're going to try to trade the markets. So now that we talked about that, another big question that I'm getting asked a lot about is in regards to the overall market. So if we go ahead here, I want to make sure to get an up-to-date market valuation here. So if we look here, we can obviously see that with Bitcoin going down, we're starting to see a little bit of a sell-off in valuation in the market. And a lot of people would probably be asking, Nick, what are my altcoin positions going to do? I'm not holding too much Bitcoin, but I'm holding a lot of altcoins. What do I do? Well, I'll be honest, as much as your USD comparative might go down, because Bitcoin's obviously going down, and if it continues to move 7 to 8% down, your USD is going to go down. But we here at DataDash, we trade, invest off of the Bitcoin comparative. And I think honestly altcoins are going to do quite well as they have been over the past few days. And the reason being is because I think we're going through the prophecy that Bitcoin is going to continue losing dominance until it reaches around the 25% range. Now, I don't think that's going to happen all too fast, and I don't think we're going all the way down to 25% in regards to market dominance during this Bitcoin sell-off. Don't believe that. I believe we're going to go back here and test the a little bit lower, somewhere in the 30% range that we saw back in June. And the reason is because we're seeing a lot of reminiscence of the previous altcoin rally back in April, May, and June. And as you can see, Bitcoin lost a lot of dominance with this rally. And you can see other coins started really coming up along with some of the market leaders like Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, whatever it may be. And I think we're starting to see that again. I think we're starting to see Bitcoin get some competition. And I've been set on the idea for a long time that Bitcoin is going to, in the long term, hold about 20 to 25% of market dominance. And we're a decent range from there. So we've got some room for altcoins to continue moving. Now, I will tell you all right off the bat, there are a lot of overvalued altcoins out there. And the market's optimistic about them right now. However, I will say that even though it's getting a little more riskier, and you got to make sure to pick actual winners, enterprise solutionized cryptocurrencies and ICOs, you don't want to be caught holding the bad ones, but there are a lot of good ones out there. And of course, you know, I've listed a few of the names and stuff, and I don't want to get into a debate on which ones are good or bad because I know people will get all upset. But basically, as you can see, the others are rising up. You're also seeing market dominance come up from a lot of different players here that I don't have highlighted because I just wanted to emphasize on the other. You're going to get more market competition, guys. It's just what's going to happen over these next few months. And Bitcoin is going to have to start really competing. I think it's going to push, more than anything, scalability solutions. I hope it does because Bitcoin has yet to really see major scalable innovation over these past few weeks, and it really needs it if it wants to compete with Litecoin and other ones that are starting to gain traction. So again, I think it's just going to be the general long-term trend anyways. You're going to have more competing cryptocurrencies that are actually getting serious, that actually have technological innovations behind them, and actually are steady competitors with market leaders. And with more coins coming into circulation and more ones that are actually viable for the long term and are getting real, actually pretty relatively fair valuations, you're going to get that other number continuing to climb. So, my personal opinion on it, guys. But again, I hope that kind of summarizes the three big questions that I'm getting asked in regards to the market right now, in regards to Bitcoin. Do I think it's, it's bear market? No. I think it's going through a healthy correction. Is the cash-in happening? Not in my opinion. I don't think it is. And also, altcoins, I think, are the safety bet right now. You can see Ripple, all these other players right now, still doing a-okay in this market. Lisk, Stratus up like crazy. Again, Arc. I mean, there's just so many other players right now that are just doing fine. Litecoin still holding relatively close to its highs. Ethereum still doing fine and going towards what we've been looking at around the 100-day. IOTA hanging in there above the highs. I mean, really, altcoins are doing quite well, and this could be the next leg up, guys. With Bitcoin continuing to correct, it could continue to give it more room to breathe. That's the real thing I think you should watch out for this market. However, valuations will probably be dropping in regards to market cap, so no reason to panic. But things are changing. It's pretty interesting. We usually see either both Bitcoin and altcoins correlate. Sometimes we see Bitcoin go up first and then altcoins come up, but now we're seeing Bitcoin come down and altcoins come up. It's one of those phases, just like we saw back in April, May, and June, where you're going to start seeing Bitcoin dominance go down, in my opinion. So look for the mid 30% range. We still got a little ways to go. Anyways, everyone, that's it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching. I'd love to hear, though, down in the comments down below. And if you see someone you agree with, give them a thumbs up. But I'd like to hear your opinion on what you think about this market. What do you think about Bitcoin? What do you think about Bitcoin Cash, maybe replacing Bitcoin? Okay, man, that's probably not something we should talk about. But also in regards to the questions we talked about, what do you guys think about altcoins? Again, like to hear what you all think down in the comments down below. Get a discussion going. But until the next video, everyone, don't FOMO, don't FUD. Play with a smart mindset. Trade and invest smart, and hodl if you must. Anyways, everyone, that's it for the video. Have a great day, and I'll see you all soon. Take care.